Okay, we're coming to you live from beautiful downtown Southern sunny California. Easy 2 tips and tricks. I'm Ken. Tell a friend, it's a win-win-win. Yesterday on my upload, my camera on certain spots was running. I had no clue. You caught me in action behind the scenes. Alright, so anyways, I'm going to go back through it. Hopefully it'll be more complete. I don't know how much memory I have, so no further ado, I'm getting ready. I just cut my shelf to fit the medicine cabinet, and this is a medicine cabinet makeover. Okay, medicine cabinet makeover. And as far as I know, it's the only one on YouTube at this point. If I'm not, that's okay too, but I've never seen this ever. And it's a medicine cabinet makeover. You've seen it here first. And I just cut my tile to fit the shelf, and it's a hair long, and I'm getting ready to shave a little off, and then I'm going to fit it to that shelf, and then I'm going to put up the sides and tile. And so with no further ado, I'm going to shut up. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to have to shave this much off all the way along this shelf, all right? Then I'm going to cut it to width. All right, so no further ado, let's do it. These pencil lines will wash off. I almost got ahead of myself. All right, you always want to line it up with your blade and look straight down across your blade so that you see this pencil line and you know exactly where you're going to cut. Now, the angle that you're looking at right now, you're not really able to see what I'm seeing, so I'm going to show you what I'm seeing so you can see it from this angle and see how it changes. Now, we're going to look down across the blade, all right? Now, see over here, it looks like the pencil line's on the outside of that blade. But if you look here, see, I'm just barely on top and slightly over that pencil line, all right? So, if I slide this over, see, look down the side of the blade, all right, you can see right where I'm at, and that's exactly where it's going to cut. So I'm going to make an adjustment. I just wanted you to be able to see what I was seeing. All right. Now I'm going to make this adjustment. Now I'm looking straight down this blade. That's my sight, like if you were sighting in with iron sights, right? I want it right there. That's going to be perfect. All right. Now, we're going to test it. This is the band that goes across the front on the bottom. So let's test this out. Hold on. Let's flip this around. Okay, now I am going to go from where I just cut over here. All right, I'm going to pinch this to the other side, and as you see, we're flush here, and I'm right at where I just marked it to cut it. All right, perfect. I was wanting to show you that. Okay. Now, as I'm cutting, as this tile hits the resistance of this blade, it wants to push this tile out of its way. All right, so you got to keep firm, consistent, constant pressure on that blade. All right, and so I'm going to shave just a hair of that off so I can hold it in place. All right, because it's going to want to push this out, and this cut will not be straight. So you want to come back, down, and then slight pressure inwards towards the blade. That's how your pressure, that's the type of pressure you're making as you're making this cut. Down, back against the fence right here, back against this fence, and towards the blade is the pressure, all right, because of the resistance. All right, so there we have it. Okay, there's a very slight imperfection right here. But now let's test it to the trim. All right, this is going to go under this bottom edge. Just like this. And is that not exact or is that not exact? All right, if you look at the corner to this corner here, the outside edge of the shelf to the inner edge. All right, you see that it's dialed right in place. Right here, they all line up actually right there. And if we look on the other side, you see it also lines up over here, okay? Then I'm going to glue this, and we'll do that here in a few minutes. Now I got to cut it to the right width. I'm going to make this 4 inches wide, all right? So, for your viewing pleasure, all right, we're going to make this 4 inches wide. Okay. All right, you can mark this with your pencil, or there's another approach. There's several ways to do this. Okay, so we're going to turn this long ways. All right, you want to put your face out. You don't want to cut the face of your material. And how you know the difference is the face has this little bit of detailing. That's a mold detail, but it makes it look nice. And the back side is just gray. You want to cut on this side. This is your throwaway, all right? So, we're going to turn this around. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the blade. I'm going to measure off the blade. I'm going to get this set to the right width. We're going to make this 4 inches, all right? So now I'm going to slide this. You can see my here, that number 4. Okay, I'm going to get that right there to the outside edge of 4. See it? Right there. It's dead on 4. Right there to the outside edge of that tile. Dead on it. All right. Now, the other thing you need to pay attention to is the fence. You want this tight and against straight in line with that fence. Because if this is crooked, the whole cut's going to be crooked. Even if it's just a little bit. All right. You want it perfectly straight. I just moved this a hair in making my adjustment. Double check your cut. Double check your cut. All right, see I moved away from 4 by a hair. All right, that's good there. All right. Now pull this back away. You don't want, anytime you're making a cut, I don't care if it's a chainsaw, a skill saw, a jigsaw, a sawzall, you want to get your tool, your saw turning, running before you ever touch your material. Because it can kick back and hurt you. Remember, do not touch your saw to your material. Do not until it's running. Turn it on first, then put it to your material. All right, now we're going to check our cut. That's all we're doing. All right, look, we're right there. Bam, 4 inches. Perfect. Okay? As long as it stays tight against your fence, you're good. There we are. Okay? Pull it away, slowly go into the blade. Slight angle on there. Looks like it's a little more over here. Okay, let's come up here. Does it change? Yeah, there we go. All right. So, you see, we're right here. We're right in line. All right, right there at the edge. So we're good. Okay. And if I'm not, I'll take a little bit more off the back. I'll shave it off the back. And that's how you do that. Now we're going to glue this band on the front, all right? So hold on. Okay, I've got to shave just a little bit off. It's just a tad too wide. Not every shelf's going to be the same, so they're always going to vary from time to time. All right, and I've already started to cut. I stopped to show you. Okay. Now, See, we're right here. Okay, now I've moved this out a bit. Okay, so I got to get this adjusted down here to the blade. And so we're going to push this in. All right, we want that to touch the blade right there. See it? It's touching the blade. Let's come forward a little more. Now we've touched. You've heard it. All right, get that in line. Get this all nice and in line here. Okay, now remember, there's a lip, which is your sight, like an iron sight. Okay, right here, this is your sight, this outer edge, this face right here. Okay, now, I can't cut and do this, so I'm going to have to pause. Now, we have a nice straight cut, and sometimes that's what you have to do. I started making my cut, like I told you, there's resistance on your tile as the blade's cutting through, and it wants to push it away from your tile. And on this long run, that's 1.5 feet. That's what happens, so you got to be able to flip it around, bring it over, get it all lined up, sight it in, and go for it. Now, if this isn't right, then we have to make another one. And sometimes that's just how it goes. So don't get too frustrated. Stay patient with yourself and just work with it. You'll get it. Remember, never give up, because there's always a way. There is. Sometimes there's that curve, right? So take your time and do what you know to do. Do what you know to do. Pay attention. Make sure there's not an angle. Stay still. Make sure there's not an angle on this. This is factory. There shouldn't be. Sometimes there could be. All right. With the other edge, if there's a slight angle, or if there's something behind it pushing it away, causing an angle, a little speck. I mean, like a little granule, sand granule, or tile granule behind this edge is going to push it away back here, and it's going to be crooked. You won't even know it. So you want to check all these things, okay? And that makes a difference. All right. So let's go in here and see how this is going to look in the medicine cabinet. So let's do that.